Hi everyone, hope you're doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now today, President William Samoei Ruto has hosted a special National Governing Council meeting, that is NGC, at State House, Nairobi. In this meeting, there is something that the president has said which is so much important and part of the discussion on this punchline today. This is what the president is looking up to. He has said that in the upcoming general election, as UDA, they want to win by a margin of 2, listen to this, to 3 million votes against their opponents. Yaani tofauti ya Mheshimiwa William Ruto na yule ambaye atakuwa anashindana naye kwa mawazo ya William Ruto ikuwe zaidi ya milioni 2 au 3 tofauti. That if number 2 has 3 million, then Ruto should have 5 to 6 million. That if number 2 has 7 million, Ruto should have 10 to 11 million votes. They are quite that different that he is looking up to. As the president is saying this, you must not forget this. In the previous election, the difference between Ruto and his close competitor, the late Raila Amolo Odinga, it was a merely 200,000 votes. A very close margin. Very close. But here it's promising a difference of 2 to 3 million.
Listen to me, guys. This election in Abuja, we want to win by a margin of between 2 and 3 million. Mnanisikia? Wacha nirudie. This election, the last election, we won by a margin of 200,000. 200,000. This election, we must win by a margin of 2 to 3 million. Ndio tuunganishe Kenya, tutembee pamoja.
Now, there is a lot of interpretation from the president's statement. And I think that is what we want to really focus on in the discussion on this pipeline. To understand, what does the president mean? And is there a possibility that he can get such a huge margin against his competitor? That is there a possibility that Ruto can win the next general election? These are the questions that I think we should be discussing on this pipeline. But before we go deep into that discussion, I have a quick and humble request. For those who are watching the channel and you have not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing. To our returning subscribers, I must say thank you so much. And again to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much, and back to our discussion. Now, when you listen to the president, for him, it is not the matter of winning or losing the election. It's like it is a concluded game that he is going to win. But then the big matter to him is that by how many votes, by what margin is he going to win against his competitor? So already the issue of winning, if I go by this statement, is a concluded issue by the president. And his focus is now on by how many votes will he beat his opponent. So in his mind, he has concluded that he has won. But then he's focusing today on what? Margin. Remember, he was addressing the UDA National Governing Council. The issue that I see in my own view, which the president is looking into here, is to put in people's mind this idea that the president has won the election. He wants Kenyans to conclude that President William Ruto cannot be beaten in this election. That President Ruto and UDA party, they are definitely going to win this election in 2027. That is something that Ruto is trying to plant in the minds of Kenyans, to conclude and have that perception in their mind that this guy is winning. That is the point Ruto is trying to drive here. But then when we look at the reality, it cannot be that you have served as a president, and when you are seeking for your first election, the margin was merely 230,000 votes. Then you are telling us that in the next election, you are predicting a win with a margin of 2 to 3 million votes against your opponent. Yani Mheshimiwa William Ruto hakufikisha hata nusu milioni kwa kinyang'anyiro kati yake na hayati mzee Raila Amolo Odinga. Then you wake up and you are saying that you will win with 3 million against your opponent. Ruto is telling Kenyans that he no longer have a serious, determined, focused opponent to challenge him on ballot as far as presidential election is concerned, like Raila Odinga. How true is that? How true is that? Is it that the opposition cannot organize themselves? There are reasons why the president is concluding this. Number one, the president is pulling ODM towards his side. He has really compromised them. And when you look at it, there is no other way ODM will work other than deciding to work with the president. So he's talking, having it in mind that ODM is with him. So what Ruto is concluding is that whatever ODM was able to get, he need a half of it. That is his conclusion. That's why he's saying 2 to 3 million. He just need a half of the vote that ODM got. But he wants to maintain his constituency, his stronghold. Then when you add to this, you live with your opponent with a Tony to compete. But what the president is forgetting is that in as much Raila was bringing his vote on the table, Raila was with Kalonzo Musyoka. Raila was with Martha Karua. Raila was with other leaders. And Ukambani is still with Kalonzo. Mount Kenya is standing behind Gachagwa, and Gachagwa is working with Karua. So when you have this one in mind, you will get to know that it is not all of this support that you will get. The other thing that I see the president concluding or communicating is that he has a very weak opposition. I can repeat that. The truth of the matter is that this regime has a very weak opposition. And I will tell you at the end of this video how dangerous this is and why Kenyans should never, even if they love William Ruto, they should never give him a super majority. There are serious reasons. So the issue here is that the president is saying, in this opposition, there is no serious strong man who can challenge him. And indeed is trying to use every means possible to divide them. Kalonzo ako huku, Gachagwa huku, Fred Matiang'i huku, Martha Karua huku, Natembeya ako huko. They are not really seriously united. Gachagwa is too much in Mount Kenya. And when they get out, it goes to areas where we have Kikuyus. He's forgetting that he needs to talk to these lawyers that have been with Baba. Now there is no Baba. That constituency has a vacant. So, opposition is scattered as of now. They are not really that much connected and united. Lastly, if you give the president a supermajority, imagine he's talking about 2 to 3 million vote margin. That means you are giving him MPs, senators, women rep, governors, MCS. If we happen to have such supermajority, everything that the president wants to pass, it will go unquestioned in the parliament. And that is one dangerous thing that I said in the beginning, that it is very dangerous to give a president a supermajority. It is better even when you have a president who does not have that huge majority. Like if it is members of parliament, if the president has 150, the other person should have 120 or 130. So that now it will be very easy to have everything on table discussed. Otherwise, a supermajority with the kind of leadership the president has shown means a super dictator who will rule with iron fist. So you must be very careful. Ni kura ngapi mnapea Mheshimiwa William Ruto? Lakini la mwisho zaidi niulize, je, wewe kwa maoni yako unaona aje? Huyu Mheshimiwa William Ruto atashinda kura? Na ni kwa hiyo kiwango anasema ya milioni 3-4. What is your views? I don't know. So please let us know in the comment section so that we can continue with our Punchline discussion. Thank you so much and see you in our next video.